This right here is a hood and what up, Texas? What up, Texas? What up, Texas?
What's up, Bulldog fraternity? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you decided to tap in. We first want to go ahead and give a shout out to my kennel partner F and the following kennels that I work closely with, such as Pindalero Kennels, Kraken Kennels, Kung Fu Kennels, and a special shout out to all you that support the channel. If you haven't already, take this time to like and subscribe, and we'll keep this going. First and foremost, this channel does not condone or support any illegal activity. It is strictly for entertainment and historical purposes. And keep on bulldogging, people. I decided today what I'll do is I'll go ahead and recap the last video. Last week we talked about Pindalero's champion Achilles bred to his daughter, Pindalero's honey bun, as the initial breeding to build a foundation. And during that time, I introduced you to Gemma, one of the initial 5. So let me introduce you to a couple of others. First, the 2 that weren't here. We're going to go ahead and talk about real quick. Borderland Kennels Achilles Jr. He's away at the moment, but he's still accessible. And and Raging Cajuns Charlie Brown, currently operated by Raging Cajun Kennels, Florida. So these 2 dogs are part of the initial 5, and they're still alive and kicking. That being said, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna introduce you to Goldilocks and Grim, and you already met Gemma last week. So if you just give me a second, I'll bring her in and we'll go from there with it. Okay, people. This is Borderlands Goldilocks, this little lady right here. If you don't know, this is also Chapito. If you see my Chapito dog, this is his mama. She's fat right now. This is my little Goldilocks mama. This is the little baby sister to Gemma, and I'll bring Grim in a second. But yeah, this little lovely lady, 7 years old, going on 7, still kicking it, still part of the program. Got big things planned for her. Like I said, she is Chapito's mama, and we'll get into that when we get into Chapito's pedigree, or when we get into her first breeding. But this is her. Named her Goldilocks because her little golden tint on top of her black. She took after honey bun. One thing you will notice, that one ear, and out of this litter, 3 of them have that protruding ear. They can control it. They just like to keep it popped up for whatever reason. But Goldilocks has the ear, Junior has the ear, Charlie Brown doesn't, Gemma doesn't, and Grim has the ear, which you'll see. I'm about to bring Grim in right now. But that comes from Honey Bun. Honey Bun had that ear. If you remember Honey Bun's picture, Honey Bun had that ear on her picture. I mean, she had that ear. But, and it pops down from Sweetie. But this is right here. This is Goldilocks. Now, I always call her and Grim twins, and you'll see why. Give me a second. And this is Goldilocks' his twin brother, Grim, my little granddaddy. But I said they look like twins. But he's, like I said, him, Gemma. Look at that ear. Him, Gemma, Goldilocks, and then the Charlie Brown. And look at these little stack houses that rear end. He's fat right now too. That's all right. He's an old guy, going on 7, living his best life. We're about to do some breedings with him, and we'll get that. Y'all see that later on. What the plans we have for him. But yeah, it's a little Grim. A stack house. His little tank. They're all little tanks. Look at that rear end. Won't work. That's living fat. Whole lot of push. But let me go put him back, and then we'll go on from there. Okay, so now that we got the recap out the way, we met Grim, Goldilocks, Gemma. We talked about Junior and Charlie Brown, which were the 5 foundation dogs born. Charlie Brown, like I said, is owned and operated by Raging Cajun Kennels, and Grim is owned by Pedigree Kennels, currently operating here at Borderland Kennels. So that's what we have going on so far. So now we're going to talk about the next breeding that was done, and this is how we introduce Abel in. So when we go back and look at the pedigree, I'll bring up Gaia's pedigree. Might bring her in at the end so y'all can meet Gaia. And we'll go forward from there. After that, that's where we'll go. So let's remember Abel. This is Abel. Pinalero's Abel. Direct son of champion Achilles, bred to Pepper. Remember, Pepper was real tight McCollum blood. Crossed into Hub City's Mexico, which Hub City's Mexico is real deep carver off of truck and whatnot. And we're going to go over Abel's pedigree again, and then we're going to go into how we bred that together to make the 2nd generation of Borderland dogs. You know what I mean? So yeah, of today. Remember, we're talking of today. So that being said, we're gonna go ahead and let me pull up Abel's pedigree. And we'll go into that. So here it is right here. All right. So, hold on. Okay, so going into Abel's pedigree, we could go ahead and take a good look at it and understand that, of course, if you go back to the first episode where it's talking about champion Achilles, that is the father. And then when I talked about Pepper, which was a cross between McCollum's blood and Hub City, Mexico, we'll go into the McCollum's Titus real quick just to refresh on that. So we know Achilles, so let's meet Titus. Titus was like Achilles, Black Talon Darla, which is, like I said, Grand Champion Spanky, Grand Champion Rowdy. But Titus was more Grand Champion Spanky than anything. If you go back in the line, you'll see in his 4th generation, the bottom end, it's Grand Champion Spanky to Maryland. Remember, Maryland's a dog of note, and why this breeding was so important was because of Maryland. And then Grand Champion Spanky to Camille, I'm sorry. And then Spanky to Jasmine. And then Bruiser to Jasmine. So if we look at Jasmine right here, you'll see that Jasmine was off of Rattler's Gus and to Rattler's Desiree, which was a snooty dog. Garner dog, she's got a little bit of some other stuff in it, but everybody knows Rattler's Gus. That was a real tight Honey Bunch dog, which Otis and Honey Bunch and Jeep and Finley Bow and Honey Bunch twice. Crenshaw's Kate to Jeep, brother sister breeding made Lark. And then above that, so remember why this dog is so important when we talk about Rattler's Gus for the future. Another dog of note out of the McCollum line. So Jasmine, she was a 2W, and she was real tight in there. Bred to Bruiser to make Spanky, and then they bred Spanky to his mom. So these are double bred Jasmine dogs. If you understand the pedigree, Spanky was a double bred Jasmine dog, and Jasmine shows up. Spanky was bred to his sister to make Brooke, or no, I'm sorry, Brooke is actually Spanky's sister, which made Spanky Jr. So as you see, Spanky was one timer. So like I said, this is more tight on the Grand Champion Spanky with an out of Grand Champion Rowdy through Black Talon Rum. If we click on Black Talon Rum, we know that Rowdy was off of Lucifer, which is Kate's Cujo. And then Proud Mary, Rowdy was bred to Proud Mary to make Black Talon Rum, which is all Niggerino stuff as well, with a little out on the bottom of Bratz Ninja. So, and then in here, this Ornendorf's Lil, sorry about that, people, wasn't out there. So if we look at this pedigree, we know that Black Talon Rum was pretty much a Niggerino dog all the way through and through. And then if we go back, we see that he was the out here. And now, just a quick refresher, we'll go back again, and we'll click on Achilles. And like I'll just show Achilles was Black Talon to a real tight Spanky dog. But back here, these dogs, Darla, had that Maryland dog in it as well that we just talked about, right? So that kept that tight. And then Dog a Note, and then Spanky, of course, was bred there. So these dogs are all in common, right? Brothers, sisters, cousins, uncles, all of that. Real tight family that Randy had. Long live Greasy Corner Kid. And that's the thing. So in Achilles, you notice that Black Talon. You have Black Talon right here, Black Talon down here, Black Talon right here, right? So that brings in the Rowdy, a lot of the Rowdy with the Spanky blended in. So when we go back and we look at Abel, this is really 3/4 of McCollum's dog and 1/4 of an out. So let's check out Hub City's Mexico. Hub City's Mexico is right off of Martinez's Sloppy Joe, which was a son of Banjo, bred to a daughter of Banjo. So Banjo was bred to his daughter to make Sloppy Joe. And then when we talk about Little Kim, you have Chaos to Diamond Dallas. Now both of those are brother-sister breeding from Truck and Fly Girl 2. Now Truck was off of El Diablo Negro, bred to DSK's Tina. And Fly Girl 2 was Grand Champion Banjo, bred to DSK's Fly Girl. Which, as you know, the Diamond Dallas Chaos are brother-sister breeding. This is real tight. Banjo and El Diablo Negro. Great breeding, by the way. Great dog, too, as well. Hub City's Mexico. But we'll go forward. We'll go back forward. So now we're seeing how we tied into the McCollums, and we put it, and it's sitting on top of Hub City, Mexico, which is a Banjo dog. Now remember, back in all of the bloods, you'll see that Maryland dog and we'll go back that way so we can check it out. We're going Titus, and this is why I say that they were dogs of note. Stibblow's Maryland, if you look at it, it's Miss Kim, it's all Carver blood. Banjo, it's all there, Bad News. So that clicked this breeding as well to make Abel, right? So how did we incorporate Abel into the Borderland Kennels breeding program, right? Which is important because remember, Abel and Honey Bun were the first two that we acquired from Pinalero Kennels. And the initial plan was Abel to Honey Bun and start the line that way. But we were able to breed Honey Bun back to her father, which made the initial 5 that I was speaking of in the beginning. So now I have Abel, Goldilocks Jr., and Gemma on the yard. So if we recall, Gemma is double bred on Achilles. So what we did was we brought Abel in, and we pull up Abel too. And this is what our next breeding was. It was Pinalero's Abel and Borderland's Miss Gemma. These two dogs are excellent bulldogs. Well, Abel's no longer with me. But from this breeding, she had 9 puppies. I was out of town and I lost 7 of the 9, which was a bad day for me, as you could tell. But I was able to save Abel 2 and Gaia. And you'll meet Gaia. Abel 2 is not in town at the moment, but you will meet Gaia, and we'll go on from there. So we had Abel and Gemma. And just for shits and giggles, we'll pull up Gemma's pedigree and go over that again. So Gemma, Borderlands Miss Gemma, as you can see, we already went over Achilles briefly, but you could go back and check the pedigree. The thing about Gemma is Honey Bun's mom was the out, right? So Shakira, definitely a dog of note that we'll talk about a little later. But Shakira was a real tight tab dog. So right now we're sitting on a real tight McCollum dog sitting on a tab dog, and a real tight McCollum dog sitting on some old Carver blood, right? And when we brought that together, I got Abel 2 and Gaia. So looking at this pedigree, you see that Abel 2, Achilles is the grandfather twice and the great grandfather once, with the Hub City, Mexico out and the tab out. And with this, like I said, I lost 7 of the pups due to crazy situations, but I got Abel 2 and I got Gaia. And they're both excellent bulldogs. Gaia will never go anywhere out of the yard. She's a very important part of the program, and she's everything her name says, Mother of Earth. Gaia did end up having a litter, or now 2, and she's going on 4 years old now. Real good bulldog, proved everything that you would need a bulldog to prove to you. real stand-up little girl. But this is what the pedigree looks like, so you can keep that in mind, right? So this breeding right here sort of tied in bringing the old Carver blood a little closer up front through Abel, or well, Miss Pepper's mother Hub Cities, Mexico, because it's back in the back if you go and look through the Thibodeau's Maryland stuff, right? And then, as well as we tightened up on Achilles, just a little bit tighter. And this percentage, I want to say is 60-some% Achilles, right? Yeah, 62% Achilles, 31% ham bone. Remember, the dog's a note, right? And that all, when you have a key to your program, that all makes sense to understand the dogs of note. And as with Maryland and Hub Cities, Mexico, it's bringing something back together that wasn't there before, or back together that was there before, but tying it in. That's the word to use. Tying it in. So by tying it in with ABEL to GEMMA, we are able to, like I said, tighten up on Achilles and introduce the Hub City, Mexico stuff in the background of Pepper. And studying the recipe that Randy would do that made good stuff, he would cross his tight stuff too. He would cross his tight stuff to some old Carver blood and bring it back to the front. And that was just a path that he took, and it only makes sense. If it's not broken, why try to fix it? So let's explain later on when I bring in some of the dogs that are on the yard, why they're here, that aren't McCollum bred dogs, and what the plan is for them to introduce into the McCollum blood that I run, or that I love so much. Champion Achilles, to be exact. But we can't just say that, because through ABEL and Pepper, we got some of the other tighter McCollum Spanky stuff, some of the tighter Grand Champion Spanky stuff. So we have the Grand Champion Rowdy, Grand Champion Spanky, then we go down in here and we got some Grand Champion Banjo type, Grand Champion Tina, some Champion El Diablo Negro in there, and it just keeps going forward from there, and we'll continue on with our program as we go on further. Now, the GEMMA being the more of the phenotype I loved of the Achilles blood, she's basically spitting image of him with a female body. You know what I mean? Definitely a lot of push from these dogs. And ABEL was an extraordinary little bulldog. Extraordinary little bulldog. So with that being said, the beginning focus of Borderland Kennels was GEMMA. Not because she was basically better than Goldilocks as far as female goes. She just had the phenotype. They both have the same attitude. They both have the same bulldog qualities. Just the phenotype of GEMMA. I liked her conformation a little more from the get-go. But yeah, GEMMA. So the next litter was a year or two later, and it was GEMMA bred again. A year later, I believe. Skipped one, came back to her. And we'll get into that next week. But the reason why I wanted to say that was that I was told a long time ago that the key is to a successful breeding program is a successful bitch, producing bitch. And you see that a lot in a lot of old dog men. They get a good bitch they can throw them, and they would use that bitch over and over again. So we're gonna talk about Gemma a little deeper as we go along. You'll see that she's a major part of the program. Not taking anything away from Goldilocks, she's just gonna be later on in the program, or it came later on in the program, and you'll see how we followed suit. But as far as that goes, that's it. That's Borderlands ABEL, or Penaleros ABEL, bred to Borderlands Miss Gemma, and created the second generation of Borderland dogs of today. And you know, as you work forward, you see how that works out for you. It takes time and patience just to get 2 generations. I think that once you learn and know your dogs well enough, it's easier to point and see the dogs that are bringing the traits that you want, the traits that you have, or you're looking for, I should say. And we continue to go forward from there. And that's about it on the way out. Once again, this program, or these episodes, does not condone or support any illegal activities. It is strictly for entertainment and historical purposes. And right now, at this point of the channel, I'm just introducing you to the Borderland Kennels program and why the program, and why we have the program the way it is. So without further ado, once again, shout out to my partner F, fellow kennels that we work with, Penalero Kennels, Kraken Kennels, Kung Fu Kennels. Oh, my bad. I said I was going to bring in little Gaia mama. So if y'all bear with me a moment, I'll go get little Gaia. I'll bring her in, and I'll introduce y'all to my Gaia mama. All right. One moment. Okay. So this is my little Gaia mama. Some differences you'll see with her when she does it. She has the bad ears. But another difference is she got a bigger white mark on her chest. That all comes from ABEL, that Hub City, Mexico dog through Pepper. Real good little bulldog, 28 pounds of Fury edition. This is her. You can see she's tiny, but comes with it still. That rear end. She's a good little bulldog. Fighting right now. We're fighting with those her legs. She push, but she's dirty. She's hella dirty. She's usually inside, but she's had to stay out because I have another dog in right now. But yeah, she's my little Gaia mama. Beautiful little bulldog. Probably the most intelligent dog in the world, if you ask me. Daddy love, move to my little bud. Yeah, it's my little baby Gaia. But as you can see, the phenotype stays there, no matter the size. The smaller, the bigger. But yeah, that's my mama. Alright, quit trying to lick my mouth. But yeah, and her, we're getting her. She loses her hair on the ends of her ears. I don't know why, but we're getting it to come back anyway. It's coming back little by little. But yeah, and that's my Gaia mama. Good thing about Gaia, she's intelligent and she loves puppies. She won't hurt the puppies, so I can bring the puppies in and let the puppies run around with her, and she won't hurt them. Teaches them, but won't hurt them. And I could trust her with the puppies. And that's rare. Not rare, but my dog, sometimes it's rare. But she's getting old. She's 3, going on 4 this year. Second generation of bulldogs. Some of my timings might be off, but I got the paperwork. But like Gemini might be going on 8 this year. I gotta double check that. I don't know. But I know they're good bulldogs and they're here. So that's where we'll go. That being said, I just want to give y'all another big doses. Thank you for spending time with me here at Borderland Kennels. And we're going to keep it going. Next up, we're going to talk about the next breeding that we did. And then we'll go forward from there. And it's really interesting how we did the next breeding and what we did it for. And we'll continue to leave that for next week. This week is a wrap. So keep on bulldogging. Hard times come, keep on scratching. Remember, we do this for the breed because we love the breed, and there's no other breed like the American Pit Bull Terrier. And deuces.
Am I still peeking?
Yeah, motherfucker.
Well, turn the mic down, cause this how loud
I got cash in the bank, I'm a boss man. Taking risk all day, I'm a boss man. In the hood, I get plenty respect. Get out of line and I'm pulling my check.
I'm a boss.
I got cash in the bank, I'm a boss man. Taking risk all day, I'm a boss man. In the hood, I get plenty respect. Get out of line and I'm pulling my check.
Yeah, been in the street so long, niggas know my name. I'm a boss. I bought cops with cocaine. Yeah, I did dream. I dreamed a little, nigga. But those turn to nightmares, watching fam turn to fiends. I hustle hard, the street scene so vivid. Only have one purpose, get money while living. So I paid my costs. I've been in the streets lost, hit the block on these hoes. Niggas call me the boss. So fuck the bullshit, better show me respect. In these streets and sets, I get your head cracked with text. I ain't playing, I got paper stacked up. And a lawyer on call, nigga, please act up. I'll get trapped up, I'm in the hood trapping. Niggas are here to clapping and wonder what happened. Nigga get out of line, he gotta learn his lesson. I'm a boss man, bitch, don't ask no questions, I got cash.
Got cash in the bank, I'm a boss man. Taking risk all day, I'm a boss man. In the hood, I get plenty respect. Get out of line and I'm pulling my check. I got cash in the bank, I'm a boss man. Taking risk all day, I'm a boss man. In the hood, I get plenty respect. Get out of line and I'm pulling my check.
I'm a boss man, that shit's for real. The last unbeliever fucked around and got his ass killed. Cause real niggas don't be playing with they cheddar. Come up short and catch the ass end of that Beretta. No one can do it better, DOC. That means dollars over chasing hoes, niggas about their currency. I'm about to bury me a suitcase full of bricks. So when the drought hits, I make it rain on this bitch. I'm Trump tight, alias is Mr. Rich. Get out of line, get the whole right side of your face stitched. You niggas snitch, grave side be a ditch. So better switch your game up or niggas spray your name up. I'm some white tees from fucking with me. Half of y'all lucky to be even allowed to make a fifth as me. Cause I'm a motherfucking boss and I ain't playing a boss nigga. Understand what I'm saying?
I got cash in the bank, I'm a boss man. Taking risk all day, I'm a boss man. In the hood, I get plenty respect. Get out of line and I'm pulling my check. I got cash in the bank, I'm a boss man. Taking risk all day, I'm a boss man. In the hood, I get plenty respect. Get out of line and I'm pulling my check.
Say, most folk don't understand the word grind. Be a man of yours, cause I'ma be a man of mine. Put your all in, go for broke, skip the line. Fuck waiting on this paper, I'm going to get mine. Grinding for no purpose, no, I ain't even bout that. Real estate's in pounds of them bricks if you bout that. Dog, I'm a boss, you can hear it in the hook. Make my life so trite, you can read it in a book. I done had pistols put to my head, shit sent through the mail. Fast still on my trail, but fuck them all. I'm a motherfucking boss, I got motherfucking dogs that'll knock your ass off for a little cost. Nigga on big dog status. Check my grind, I get blindsided by my boss and with them things on their side. Homie, I'm all about the Benjamins, always on some gritty shit. Keep fucking with me and I see the switch from pretty quick.
I got cash in the bank, I'm a boss man. Taking risk all day, I'm a boss man. In the hood, I get plenty respect. Get out of line and I'm pulling my check. I got cash in the bank, I'm a boss man. Taking risk all day, I'm a boss man. In the hood, I get plenty respect. Get out of line and I'm pulling my check.
I'm a boss.
boss man.